Okay, in today's episode of Big Sherm Cook, we gonna make beef and broccoli. Now, got you some steak. You could get whatever kind of steak you want. You could use a thin steak. You could use, like I said, you're gonna have to do some slicing though. Don't get nothing too tough, London broil or nothing like that. Cause London broil, you gotta cook that a little bit longer. So a nice steak, any kind of steak you want to get, you could use. I like ribeye. Ribeye is good. Got a nice little bit amount of fat in it, so it's going to kind of keep your meat moist and tender while you sauteing it. So, whatever steak you want to get, right? I got some carrots, right? Now with the carrots, I could, you could use whatever kind of carrots you got. I went for these because they already peeled. I didn't feel like peeling. I was being lazy. But these are, cheaper. You get your little cut on, however you want to do them. I got some peppers and onions right there. Because, we trying to keep things to a cost. But you could get yellow, red, orange peppers and some onions. And, the peppers, they could cost some money nowadays. So that could be just for the 3 peppers alone, you might spend $5. You know what I mean? Because one pepper could be $2.50 or something like that. Broccoli, cheap. Now your sauce. We got hoisin sauce, right? Because I'm doing a non-seafood dish, I didn't opt with the oyster sauce. You could get oyster sauce if you want, but the hoisin sauce is the vegetarian base, no meat in it or nothing like that, and so it's gonna have it's gonna get that coat to your beef and broccoli, like the thick saucy taste to it. So this is what you're gonna go with. Now, if I was doing a shrimp and broccoli or something like that, and you want to go with the oyster sauce, that's perfectly fine. Got some teriyaki, bam, and I got some soy sauce. Now, before I get my veg and all that started, because beef and broccoli, it don't take that long to cook. The beef, once you slice it up, it'll go rather quickly. The broccoli, you're going to get you some water, your broccoli and carrots, you're going to get you some water, and you're going to blanch them. So you got that going. Now, you don't have to blanch it if you don't want to. If you decided to get, say, frozen broccoli and frozen carrots, then you really don't have to blanch it. Maybe 2 minutes in the microwave or whatever, or if you want to do them in a microwave. I'm going to blanch them so they still stay crispy. You know what I mean? Your broccoli and your carrots going to kind of stay crispy, and they still going to have a nice, decent color to them. They not going to be like that army green. They going to stay like a nice, bright green. Now, making white rice too, right? So I lined these cups up just so you could see. No matter what cup you use, 2 cups of this in water, 1 cup rice. You can't never go wrong with that. No matter what cup you use, you could use a shot glass. If you got a shot glass and you use 2 cups of water of the shot glass, then you use 1 cup of rice. That's always your rice to water ratio, 2 to 1. You do that, you can never go wrong. All right. So as you can see, I sliced my carrots up. Got them in a nice little slice on the bias. You know what I mean? So whatever type of slice you want, or if you want to get sliced carrots, your knife skills ain't that good or whatever, or you don't want to cut no carrots because it can be a little hard, cutting the carrots. So if you don't want to do that, you could get cut, shredded, whatever. Broccoli, cut into little florets, basically, like that. Boom, 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 little florets. I'm about to cut my steak. I wanted to show y'all this first, though. See, I got one board that I use, to cut my veggies on. You know what I mean? And then I got another board that I'm going to cut my steak on in a little bit. But I wanted to show y'all that to kind of switch, to cut down on, germs and cross-contamination and stuff like that, because you got to be careful nowadays with food and stuff. So I like to use two boards to help kind of keep it, keep track of what's what. So that's my steak, finished steak, sliced up, and not too big pieces, you know what I mean. And one of the good things about the beef and broccoli, or pepper steak or whatever, if you slice it up and you get enough veg, you could stretch the meal where you could serve a lot of people with that, without it spending that much money on your food, on your meat. You know what I mean? Because steak, of course, going to be the more expensive thing out the two. So, depending on how many people, and how greedy they are, and maybe you got a little bit more broccoli right here like this. You know what I mean? So, you could tweak it a little bit. You know what I mean? And you see, I got the blue and the red pill. Both pills. Just joking. But anyway, so I got my rice going. That's almost done. I got my water going, so I'm getting ready to blanch my broccoli and my carrots. And so now when I take them out, so they keep that color, I'm going to have a bowl with a little ice in it and some water. So boom, 2 minutes with your broccoli and your carrots in there. The carrots may be a little bit longer, so you probably start with your carrots first. Then you got your broccoli. Then you take them out and you put them in your ice water. They call it shocking it. So you blanch it, then shock it, so it keep the color, stay firm, and it still got that little crunch to it. So when you saute it, it don't get all limp on you. Now, I just added my broccoli in, and I wanted to show y'all. So you see the color when you put it started and you put it in. And then it's going to turn a nice bright green happy color. See how it's starting to turn that bright green color already? So that's kind of what you're going for, and that's what you normally see when you get Chinese food. You get beef and broccoli. The broccoli, well, if you get it from a good restaurant, it's going to have that nice bright green color and everything. So that's kind of why you blanch it for a little bit to bring that color out, and then you hit it real quick in the ice water, like I did right here with my carrots. So we going, and like I said, it don't take long, a minute tops. You don't want to overcook it, you know what I mean, where you start to lose that color, because then the importance of that is all of your nutrients and your vitamins and all of that end up in the water as opposed to staying in the actual vegetables. So you got to throw the veggies out and drink the water, because you done made all your good stuff is in the water. So you kind of want to just blanch it real quick and pull it out. My rice is about done, as you can see. When the holes start coming in on the top, you know what I mean. That's a indication that you've done right there. Once you stop seeing steam come out of the rice, you stop seeing steam come out the top. That's kind of another heads up. You know what I mean. So you see the broccoli is out, in the ice. You can see the ice cubes floating in it. And, to keep the color. Now, you don't have to do this. Like, say, while you blanching your broccoli, if you got your pan going where you going to put your steak, do your steak in, you know what I mean? So you could go straight from the pot, the boiling water, boom, into the pan if you got your steak ready at the time. I just want to do it like this because, not only are we making, food cheap, relatively, a cheap price, but you want it to look edible. You know what I mean? So when you serving it for other people or something like that, it looked the part. You bring it out there and they like, man, what she do to that? What he do to that, man? You messed up with that one. So you want it to look the part, you know what I mean? Because you eat with your other senses before you taste it, how it smell. Like, you'll have some people that's rude and they'll put the plate straight up to their nose, like, so you got that. You got the smell, the look, all of that before you even attempt to taste it. You know what I mean? And that'll play tricks on a person's mind. Like, you know, if it look and smell bad, they gonna think that it's gonna taste bad. You know what I mean? Not necessarily it will, but that's what they gonna think going in. So yeah, so you want it to look the part. So I got my beef in, and you can hear the pan going shh. Remember, cold pan, cold chef. Hot pan, hot chef. Bam. So you want it doing that. You could marinate it if you want to. I think because how thin I sliced it, marinating is not necessarily a big deal. But if you want to marinate it, you can. But then you got to remember too, liquid, you know, when you marinate stuff and you trying to get a little brown little look to it, you know, the liquid gonna make that a little bit harder to do. So I figured I get it brown first, and then I'll put my sauce on it, you know, and let it go like that. So that's how we gonna do that there. You know what I mean? See, now you got a nice brown color going on your steak right there, right? And now you can add your sauces. And I'm gonna hold the hoisin sauce off until the end. You know, add that once I add my broccoli. So you see what I mean? Like when you add the you know, the sauce to it, it don't brown. It's gonna kind of keep it from browning the way you want it to brown. And so boom, there you have it. I put the, you know, hit it with the teriyaki sauce first, then the soy sauce. Then I went ahead and put my broccoli and my carrots in, and I sprinkled a little bit of the peppers and onion mixture on top, and then I tossed it. Then I hit it with the hoisin sauce at the end, and let's pull back out. Technical difficulties, but so you can see, as like I was saying, the thickness of it. See how I got the nice thick look about it, and that's the hoisin sauce. The hoisin sauce will thicken it up for you. Now you could use, if you want to thicken it with something like you know, if you want to thicken it with something like flour or, you know, cornstarch, hey, you could do that too. You know what I mean? But I figured the hoisin sauce was only like $2 a jar, you know, and so you try to keep it where it's gonna have the taste that you looking for, and not like, you know, taste, you know what I mean, a different kind of taste. So, you know, start with my rice. See, it's, you know, it's not too gummy, too sticky, but, you know, looking like rice. It's supposed to look. And boom, so there you have it. You know, you got your beef, your broccoli. See the broccoli, not, you know, still got a nice decent color, not that crazy off cooked. You know, you got your carrots, you got some of the veg in there, the peppers and stuff like that. And there you go. Got that meal for, I'd say maybe we did it for $12. You know what I mean? And you got a nice little amount. You got your rice, and you got enough, still got enough there for, I'm gonna say, to feed maybe 6-7 people. You know what I mean? So thanks again coming out. You know, I'm gonna do more shows in the future. I appreciate everybody that watched my you know, my videos so far. And I'm gonna keep just trying to do nice little food that's cheap and inexpensive and tasty in the house, where you ain't gotta go out and spend, you know, that plate right there is $10 alone if you go out, you know, so $20 if it's two of y'all, you know, so you can make nice decent meals in the house, taste good, and like that. Okay, thanks again. Brooklyn out, baby.